Welcome to Tech in the Car. Yesterday Audi previewed the new RS3. It wasn't a full unveiling, that's still to come, but they showed us the first pictures and even some video, and in this video I'm going to show you around it, talk about some of the design details. If you find it useful, give me a like and don't forget to subscribe for more. Let's get into it. Everyone has been waiting for the new RS3. As an RS3 owner myself, I've been waiting to see what Audi would do. Would they keep the amazing, unique sounding 5-cylinder engine, or would they go to a 4-cylinder like some of their competitors, or like Mercedes is doing with the C63? Luckily, that's not the case. The new RS3 will be available as a sportback, will be available as a saloon or sedan or limousine, depending what country you're in, and it will still have that 5-cylinder engine. We don't know about the power yet. We're hoping that it will be more than the 400 horsepower that it has right now. There's even been talk of a special performance edition which might have more than the power of the Mercedes A45 AMG, which has 421 horsepower. So maybe the performance version of the RS3 will have more, but we don't know about that. What we have seen is what it looks like in the pre-launch wrap, which includes the firing order of the cylinders on the side of the car, and is specifically meant to make it a bit hard to see what's going on. But I've done a bit of looking into the details, a bit of research, and I've gone deep, and so I've got some information based on what I can see. So why did Audi do this? The new managing director of Audi Sport, Sebastian Grams, had a chat with Rolf Mikkel, who's the head of sales and marketing for Audi, and I apologize if I've said your names wrong. I'm not German, but hopefully it was okay. And they talked about the new Audi range yesterday, talked about the RS range and how it's more sustainable, and they included their first look at the RS3 in saloon and sportback. So I've zoomed in on it, I've had a look in detail, and what are some design features we can see on the new RS3 until it's fully announced. So the first thing that got my attention was there appears to be a vent behind the front wheel arches, and the front wheel arches seem to be really flared. This is the first RS3 that's had that, and it's a feature which you only get on the R8 in the Audi range. No other cars that I'm aware of have a vent behind the wheel, but if I'm wrong, do let me know in the comments below. That makes it really, really aggressive to look at. And the front wheel arches are really flared. The back wheel arches may also be really flared, but the wrap made it a bit hard to really tell how flared up they are. Who doesn't love great alloy wheels on their car? And if I'm honest, Audi have been lacking a bit compared to maybe Mercedes and BMW with their alloy wheel design. But the good news is the new RS3, at least the wheels we saw on the RS3 in this event, look very, very cool. They look to be lightweight wheels similar to VW's Pretoria alloy wheels. I really love those on my Golf R. They're not exactly the same design, but they definitely show that same family likeness, and they look really, really awesome. The front of the car, it looks more like a baby RS6, there's no doubt about that. It's got the same design at the front, much wider grille, and the model shown had blacked out badges on the front. I personally prefer them not blacked out, but lots of people love a blacked out car. What about the brakes? The brakes look like they might be offset slightly and set further back, something which lots of people like to modify on their cars, because the alloy wheels and the brakes were really, really close on the RS3. My RS3, they literally look to be a millimeter or two between the two. In these cars, that wasn't the case. It looks like there's a bit of a gap there, which has a much more sporty look as well. The one thing I did not like, and why Audi, why did you do it, is the rear bumper appears to have fake vents all the way along it. They look horrible to me. That won't stop me wanting an RS3, and hopefully when the final model is unveiled without the camouflage, it might actually show them having a purpose, but that's the only thing I didn't like about it. Other than that, they have the same features of the current new generation 8Y A3. They have the same lights and the same overall design. But what's cool about this is there are a few distinct features which we haven't seen on the RS3 before, which will be coming to it. We don't know yet when it's going to be officially announced. I suspect it will be towards the end of summer and might be available before the end of this year, but we don't know for sure. Stay tuned to Tech in the Car for the latest on that, because as an RS3 owner, I want to know the most about it that I can.